Luke, have you seen the Cyberpunk 2.0 and the Phantom Liberty video from Gamescom? Thoughts? Are you going to cover Black Myth Wukong 2? Yes, yes, and yes. Well, let me be clear. I've not seen the footage yet. We're going to look at it together for the first time here together, sitting closely with each other. So we're going to look at that. To be very clear with all of this, my stance on Cyberpunk 2077, I guess we can shift into that and then we'll get to Crimson Desert and all that stuff. My stance with all of this is that we should look at the DLC for Cyberpunk Phantom Liberty very skeptically, just like we should look at Starfield and anything else, because the last thing that these companies did were like criminally terrible. They were horrible. So they have to win us over. They have to do more work to win us back than us just giving them the benefit of the doubt. Now, part of that comes with what they show, what previews look like, all of that. But at the end of the day, we don't really know anything until we see reviews. Just like with Cyberpunk 2077, just like Fallout 76, all these games, they might have previewed well-ish, but until we see what the reviewers actually say when they play it, you don't know what it's actually delivering. Because, of course, these studios are going to try to make it out that these games are really polished or really good. It's what's always so hilarious to me is when people are like, oh, but X developer said that the game is really polished and they have a new engine and that they've done this and that and they have extra engineers working on it. Of course, dude, they want to sell you a game for 60, 70 bucks. Of course they're telling you what you want to hear. I can't believe this is like shocking. But yeah, they might not be telling you the whole truth because they're trying to sell you a product. It's not that complicated. So, you know, trust but verify, perhaps. But in the case of some of these companies, I don't think you should trust them at all. I think that they've forfeited the right to be trusted in the case of like Cyberpunk or Fallout 76. So we have to look at it skeptically. That being said, this, I think, still can look really, really good. And in this case, I'm fully expecting that this is going to look badass.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go.
New ways to play.
V, my favorite merc. Welcome to Dogtown. There's a job. Coordinates provided. You know what to do.
Get your ammo, assault rifles, tactical gear.
Tactical gear.
The logical choice.
Damn. Green view. Home stretch.
Dude, that overdrive lighting is
Roberto,
ridiculous.
Clock your chrome before the fight. Not a bad.
This alone, I think, is a huge improvement. One of my biggest criticisms of Cyberpunk 2077, in my big critique, which is like 5 hours long, if you didn't sit through it, I totally understand. If you did, shout out. You're awesome. But if I can just rewind a little bit further, one of my biggest critiques of the game was that they had all these crazy cybernetics that they put in the game, but they were so freaking expensive that very few players would ever get to engage with them. And it was really weird because I'm like, you have all this crazy stuff in the game that most players are never going to see because they have to grind for like 20 hours to get enough credits to go and buy one of these things. So it just was not priced properly. It was not accessible. It just didn't work. So to see them totally overhauling all of that is awesome.
Not a bad idea.
Yeah, cars were also crazy expensive as well. Yeah. Luke, there's also a video released today about RTX and DLSS 3.5 or something working on Cyberpunk. You might want to check this out too. It looks amazing. I am down. I did watch that video on DLSS 3.5 where it actually can improve ray traced lighting visually because it basically recycles like ray traced or paths of light that have previously been ray traced for previous frames. And so it can bring all of that data into the current frame to inform the lighting more intelligently. And it's freaking cool. It's actual magic. Again, it just goes to show you that AMD FSR2 and even FSR3, as far as I've been able to tell, is hot dog water compared to DLSS. DLSS is just on another level.
I'm ready. Get this show on the road.
Squish. Relic skill tree.
Job done.
Premium work, V. I'm closing the gig and sending you a little bonus. Something that will spirit you home safely. Someone dispatched a hunter. Good luck.
Fuck incoming! Fire till she drops!
Got a net runner cinch here! Need backup right now!
All nearby units. We got a situation in Watson. Roger, dispatch. We're on our way.
It's the police, for fuck's sake.
Your actions are illegal.
Let me put it this way. No gun, no fun. Max tech. Time to tilt out. Fuck. That was close.
Bravo.
Dozens of new story quests and gigs, vehicle combat, mounted weaponry, revamped police system, combat AI overhaul, endless dynamic events and missions, redesigned cyberware and perks, all new relic skill tree and abilities, increased level caps, 100 plus new items, weapons, cyberware, and fashion. It's a lot. It's a lot. And I mean, props to them for doing all of this work on a game that released going on 3 years ago, which is, again, crazy to think about. And that was not received super great. So shout outs to them for keeping, working on it. I think that's great. We shall see, free updates. You just can't complain. I mean, it's a free update. That's awesome. If you're asking me to pay like $30-40 for a DLC, I want to make sure it launches okay. But again, it's a DLC for a game that they've done a lot of work on pro bono. So I'm more willing to see what this is like. DLC is 20. I thought it was 30. Is it 20? The update's not coming to PS4. I totally believe that. I think without a doubt, Cyberpunk 2077 was held back because they were both trying to get it running on current gen consoles, and it was tough to get it running at all on that. And then they also were trying to, like, at the same time, hold up this thing over here, which is the PS4 and Xbox One generation of consoles, and I just think they couldn't keep up with it. It's £25 in the UK. Okay, so 30 in the States. Yeah, that makes sense. He took my thing.